I knew that I was so close to sticking with it or celebrating it, but it was always just that one little thing that got me off whack that I did not complete the goal. So I'm giving myself 2 weeks to truly see the transformation I know I'm capable of because I've did it before, so I'm doing it again. To catch you up to speed, if you haven't been following, I have been on a journey to become the healthiest version of myself. And what that looks like is showing up in the gym consistently throughout the week, eating right, and making sure that I'm feeding myself mentally, spiritually, and financially in the healthiest ways that I know how in this season of my life. It hasn't been easy, and really anything you start isn't, but the point I'm trying to make is that if you truly set a goal, set a deadline, set a date, of completion, even if it's not finalized, of just completion, you're going to see yourself do so much more with your life. Believe me. So I set up a 21-day tracker through sticky notes, which is what we're going to talk about today. The sticky note theory. It takes 90 days to form a lifestyle, which means it takes 21 days to form a habit. And I was able to stay consistent in the gym in the last couple months, but at the same time, I was just like, okay, I don't think I'm actually making enough progress, enough to where I know I'm comfortable with. Like I showed up, but then you get to a point where you're like, okay, showing up isn't the problem anymore. It's what I do in that time. So the sticky note theory is when you give yourself a deadline, say it's 7 days, 3 weeks, 90 days, that's a little bit more advanced. So I would recommend if you're starting out, make it achievable. 21 days is the best way to start any habit in my experience. So I decided that the sticky note theory is going to be putting up 1 through 21 on my wall so that every day I go to the gym, I put in a sweat and I feel like I truly grew that day. I'm taking it off the sticky note on the wall because that's gonna have something visually in front of me that's gonna make me believe you're making that progress. Even though I already know I'm making it, visually seeing that you're getting the progress done versus focusing on maybe what your body looked like when you first started is a healthier way to stick with your goal if the goal is losing weight. Losing weight is less of an appearance thing to me personally. It is, if I need to move, I know that I can transport some of these items and I don't need help or assistance. It's about mobility at the end of the day. It's about longevity and being able to be the best girlfriend, friend, daughter, eventually mother one day. I don't want to wake up one day and think I could have done better with my earlier days to set myself up for success now. Breaking things down into smaller goals has helped me tremendously. I have truly seen such a transformative part of my life when I break things down into smaller pieces. So today I'm helping you do the exact same, and the sticky note theory is just one of many things. It is truly helpful if you decide, okay, I want to start a savings account. Maybe yours isn't weight loss goals. If your focus is finances, then decide that you are going to, I don't know, not spend money on a lunch one day and kind of consistently take those sticky notes off the wall and be like, today I did not spend $20. That's $20 extra I have in my pocket. Maybe it's getting out of your comfort zone. Go somewhere new or go somewhere familiar and talk to someone new. Get out of your shell and say like, oh, like what coffee did you order that smells good? Or like, oh, where'd you get that shirt? That's really cute. I'm looking for something for a future event. Don't go out here and lie. But the point is that the sticky note theory gets you out of your comfort zone. It allows you to see visually you are making progress day by day. And then over time, once you hit day 7, day 21, day 90, that is going to be the time where you're like, wow, I really locked in, and this is what I was when I first started, and now this is where I am now. And you just keep the journey going. Some people will extend it so it goes beyond whatever their first deadline was. So if it's 7 days, they make it 21. If it's 21, they make it 90 or 60 or 30. Whatever works for you is on your timeline. You have to put yourself out there and you have to stay committed. The goal is the commitment. As much as it is the actual goal, it is also to see consistency within yourself. After the sticky note theory, I've moved on to something called the cash theory. So for me, the cash theory, I am looking at my budget every Sunday and I'm saying, okay, I know I'm going to be at work 2 to 3 times a week. So I already know I'm going to waste the gas. I already know that I'm going to get some lunch at some point. And I already know that an unexpected activity is going to find itself in there, whether that's a dinner, like bowling or a movie or something like that. So I need to go ahead and factor in those miscellaneous and then be really strict with it and say, oof, Do I actually need to eat the same thing 3 days out of the week? Or can I get up a little earlier and just meal prep and make it easier for myself and keep that 20 bucks in my pocket? So the cash theory is when you take out set amount. So say for example, it's Sunday, I've looked through all my expenses. I'm gonna draw out $100 for the week. I know in this economy, like that is just unheard of right now. But the $100 helps me realize if that's all I had until my next pay period, I could make this stretch. Therefore, I'm letting my other money grow. I'm letting whatever I put in my high yield savings account, whatever money I'm saving up as an emergency rainy day, whatever money I'm saving up for my next vacation, all that money is where it's supposed to be because I'm not spending it on stuff I'm going to forget about in 2 months. That's the gag. I threw away I cleaned out my trunk today. Thank God. It looks like a tornado just happened in there every single day for the last 6 months. But I cleaned it out, feels so much better, organized things. But I realized I had like car covers to keep the sun out. I bought those when I bought the car 4 years ago. And I remember that was like the best thing since sliced bread for like the first, 2 months that I had it. And then it eventually just found its way into my trunk, like duration of the time I've had the car. So I'm just like, I really did not need to spend, I think it was like 80 bucks at the time. It hit like every window from like the smallest window to the largest window. And I was just like, I really could have saved that money. And while it's easy for us to be like, oh, we have it now, or we see that dopamine hit when we get our paycheck, we have to be really careful with that because 80% of Americans, it's probably higher now, but the last time I saw this statistic is that 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's 4 out of 5 Americans. I mean, the fact that most of us wait to see another paycheck to take care of expenses we know is coming in and we're not prepped and prepared for unexpected expenses is like scary. For a lack of better words, it's just like, it's not always thinking about what else could be a part of the unknown. You know, it's always, this is what's familiar. These are my needs. Now I'm good. You have to really plan for the unexpected. And the only way to do that is to cut yourself off. And until you can like really build this habit and be like, okay, I know that I'm going to spend $150 this week. You take out that extra $50. All you need to do is put that somewhere where you're not going to be easily accessible to it and know the $100 I have for the week is for the week. The $50 I need this thing for later in my week will be here when it's needed. It's not extra income for me to spend however I choose. So I just don't want you to get into this cycle of always waiting for that money to come to you. It's always best to start as young as possible from what I've been told, but also just as early as you find out the information. You don't have to be 15, 25, 32. You could be 46 looking at this and decide that's what I'm going to do now. It doesn't have to start only when you're young. It starts when you find the knowledge. And lastly, do an energy audit. If you do nothing else from this video, truly look at how you're spending your time. Truly look at how you're spending your time. If you come home and all you do is scroll and next thing you know, you eat dinner and you go to bed and it's been 3 hours and you've been on TikTok, that's gotta change. If you wanna see something change in your life, if you wanna see your dream life kind of really start coming true, you're gonna have to get rid of some things. And for me, it was my phone. I create content as my day job, but I also create it in my free time. Like if no one paid me a cent to do it, I would still be doing this. And the problem with that is that I'm always consuming something or creating something. I leave no time for my mind to just be. The energy audit needs to start with yourself. So how are you spending your time? Are you doom scrolling right after work? Are you doom scrolling as soon as you wake up? Are you just consuming and making excuses about not creating if you want to actually start creating content? Whatever that looks like for you, be honest with yourself and tell yourself, all right, when I get up, I'm not even gonna look at my phone. I'm gonna place my phone on the other side of the room so I have to get out of bed and literally turn the alarm off. After that, you're gonna get up and just be where your feet are. Because I have had such a hard time growing up truly being present in the moment. It was always like, what happened then and what's about to happen next? And that was nothing but fear and anxiety. It doesn't help at all. The time is past and the time will come. Focus on where you are now. Once you do an energy audit on yourself, energy audit the people around you, because 9 times out of 10, that can be your biggest hindrance in what you are or aren't seeing. People in our lives are there for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. That's what my parents have told me. That's what good people in my life have said. And I truly believe that. And it doesn't mean you have to go out here and tell people, I'm not gonna be friends with you because I wanna be this kind of person and you're not a part of that plan. Again, don't be that person. Just look at yourself and see, what boundaries have I not created within myself that's causing me to not see the life that I want? Period, point blank. It's always going to be another opportunity, another activity, another function that you can be at. But when does the line get drawn between your dreams and another weekend at the bar? Like, be for real. Honestly, this is not to call you out, make you feel bad. It's to wake you up, because we're not going to get this time back. April 18th, the day I'm filming this video, will never come again. April 18th, 2025 will never come again. When I look back tomorrow, God willing, did I utilize this day good? I think so. I worked out. I spent some time with loved ones. I cleaned out my trunk. I created a video. I felt productive from what I said I was gonna do. But there are some other things that I pushed off that I could have done if I wouldn't have doom scrolled, or if I wouldn't have maybe FaceTimed someone for 3 hours versus 30 minutes. It's creating those boundaries. So outside of you and outside of the people around you, think about the conversations you're having, whether that's with yourself or with them. If the conversations you're having with yourself are like, I don't know if I can do this, what if I can? What if I can't? If you're constantly doubting yourself, it's always going to feel like everything is so far out of reach. Don't do that to yourself. There are plenty of people in the world to doubt you and do that for you. Do not be one of them. Do not be one of them. And if people around you are really truly getting in your head, maybe stop talking. Stop telling people visions that God gave you that He did not give them. Because the gag is, sometimes you can tell a small mind a big dream, and you can truly think you are not capable of getting it simply because they can't comprehend or create the idea around how something like that could happen, but you know it can. So I just don't want you to get into this habit of being too loose-lipped too quick, because loose lips sink ships. Oh my gosh, but I'm not a rapper though. That's actually from one of my favorite songs, Rough Water by Travis McCoy. Oh gosh, that's so like 2010 coded. Am I showing my age? Am I showing my age? Am I showing my age? At the end of the day, those 3 things are really going to get you like locked in and truly on another level, seeing something different with yourself. The commitment is one thing, the dedication is another, but the discipline is everything. It's everything, because there are going to be some days where you really don't want to show up. I've had more days like that than not, but I tell myself the same thing every time. I can't get this burst of motivation for a month and then decide, all right, I'm done. What was that for? Who was it for? Because it certainly wasn't for me if I no longer want to show up for me. You know what I mean? So there was a motive that wasn't motivating me long enough to stick with it. So for you, you really have to define what your why is at the end of the day. Why are you doing what you are doing? And it can't just be something in vanity. It can't just be like, I want to be the hottest person on the planet. Like, no. It cannot be that. It's got to be something that is truly like core centered in you, something that you really want to prove to yourself, something that really means a lot to you. It would mean everything if you looked in the mirror and loved who you saw, wouldn't it? I know it would for me. Now, my confidence has always been pretty much up here because I just block out the noise, but my personal like physical appearance, I don't mind, but I know could be better. So when I make a poor eating habit, or when I make poor sleeping choices, or I make just like, I don't do what I'm supposed to do. I'm up till 1 a.m. or I'm eating Popeyes again. Oh my gosh. Me and my boyfriend literally love Popeyes, but I've had to cut it off because the processed foods and all that, just those stunt your growth too. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole. I just want you to be really, really locked in on your dreams. And it's easy to get distracted in a world that doesn't want to see you thrive. So I hope that these 3 things help you get the conversation started with yourself. And journal if that's better for you. Do voice or video memos to yourself if that's better for you. Like, doing this is kind of like a video diary for me. It's just like, if it helps one other person, it is a bonus, and I love that. So just find what works for you and really stick with it. Try the sticky note theory and see if 21 days is something that you can do. If that's too hard for you, 7 days. Show up for yourself for 1 week. Exercising, eating well, starting a conversation, or mending a relationship with, a family member or a friend or a coworker, like anything that you need growth in, just continuously strive for it and push the boundary. Because if you push yourself now, you'll start to believe that you deserve the things that life is ready to give you. You just got to step into it. So I really hope that this gave you a little bit more of a perspective to kind of start thinking on. I'm just grateful that you guys spend even a fraction of your day with me. So I will see you guys on the next episode of Party of One Podcast. Peace.